Eurovision Song Contest, the story of Fire Saga. This one is weird. This is a Netflix original movie starring Rachel McAdams and Will Ferrell. Apparently, this was Will Ferrell's passion project for many, many years. He's been trying to get this off the ground for many, many years. Does it deliver? Let's get into this. Lars and Sigurd are given the opportunity to represent their country of Iceland at the world's biggest song competition. And they are trying to prove that dreams are worth fighting for. This also stars Pierce Brosnan as Will Ferrell's dad, as Lars' dad. I saw the trailer for this a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, this could be alright. There's some barking dogs. Don't know if you can hear them, but they don't sound happy. Just like I was not happy watching this movie. This movie is very weird. Now, that's not why I am saying I don't like it. I am just saying I don't like it because of this, this, and this. Here we go. First off, Rachel McAdams is the reason to watch this movie. She is fantastic in this role. I loved Rachel McAdams' character of Sigurd in this film. She is just so good in this movie. Her vocals are right on par with what you're expecting. Will Ferrell. Now, right there is where my praise stops with Rachel McAdams and with a good idea. It was a good idea, but the execution wasn't that great. Will Ferrell's passion project to me did not land hardly whatsoever. This one was not funny. And I've even seen a couple reviews saying that, yeah, it's weird. It's not funny, but I still enjoyed it. There were some songs that were good. Okay? There were some songs that were good. But for me, a musical comedy has to have funny moments in it. And when the comedy fails, then there goes half your movie. Yes, the music works, but I didn't really care for the story either. It's a good idea. It's a really good idea. Now, another problem with the movie is it is way too long. It's 2 hours and 3 minutes without end credits. 1 hour, 51 minutes, and roughly 50 seconds without the end credits. So that's 10 to 11 minutes of just end credits. For this movie, that's ridiculous. It is one that I am probably going to forget relatively soon. It's a movie that I was looking forward to because I just saw Will Ferrell just about a month ago in Downhill. And that's in my top 10 of the year right now. I really thought Downhill was charming. He can do drama, he can do comedy, and when he mixes them together, like with Downhill, which was more of a dramedy, and it's a good movie because he has chemistry with Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Rachel McAdams and him don't have good chemistry together. I thought that they could be friends, then they brought in the romance storyline, and I didn't care for the romance storyline because it wasn't handled well in my opinion. You have them fight too many times, and it makes the romance worthless. It makes it lackluster. I didn't care for this romance story. I didn't care for the story. I didn't care for any of the comedy. I didn't laugh once. I thought the trailer looked weird, and I was looking forward to it. Now, this is coming from a movie critic who reviews Bubba the Redneck Werewolf and Butt Boy. And very soon I will have a review for a movie called Uncle Peckerhead. So I watch weird crap all the time. This movie is not good. It is weird. I think it's weird just for the sake of being weird. And I'm hoping Will Ferrell gets back on track because Downhill was the first movie that I've seen from him in quite a while that I thought was actually good. I like the house. It was an interesting idea with the house, with him and Amy Poehler, but with Eurovision Song Contest, I didn't like this movie hardly at all. Now, Rachel McAdams is the reason to see the movie, and there were some good shots, but some good songs. But when more than half your movie fails, at what it's trying to do, and when you can't get me interested in the movie that has poor pacing and that is way too long, you've already lost me by that point. Eurovision Song Contest, The Story of Fire Saga, is a Netflix movie. And I almost forgot to talk about Pierce Brosnan. Pierce Brosnan doesn't have a lot to do in this movie. He's barely in it. He does have a speech, well, a scene with his son. But other than that, he's just disapproving of his disapproving and unsupportive of his son's dreams of winning Eurovision, which I'm sorry, guys. If you've been looking forward to this one, I am sorry to burst your bubble, but don't take it from me. Just take my review into consideration. Do not take my review as gospel. Do not take this as, this movie is bad, don't watch it. Just take it as, I personally didn't like it. If you were interested by the trailer like I was, go ahead and check the movie out for yourself. This is one to see for yourself and get your own opinion on. I'm going to give Eurovision Song Contest, The Story of Fire Saga, which by the way is a very long name, a C-. It's definitely on the lower end of this year's list, but it's by far not going to be the worst movie that I've seen this year whatsoever. There's my review of Eurovision. I'm going to have tons of reviews for you guys this upcoming week. I have a total of, let's count them here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Hallmark reviews, and one that premieres tonight, which I will review that one on Monday. So I will see you guys on Monday for more reviews. If you haven't seen my last video was my movie review of My Spy, and I will see you guys next time.